friends, today we got to work on old Black Betty, my 2003 Chevy Silverado quad cab pickup, crew cab I should say. Particular today, what we're going to work on are going to be putting these guys in here. I picked up these set of side steps not too long ago for about 30 bucks, and they're supposed to be made for this truck, but there's been a little bit of gonna have to be a little bit of modification required. And to be honest, it wasn't just a couple months ago that I picked them up. It was actually several months ago, but I threw them in the back of my truck when I bought them. I paid like 35 bucks for them, and then it snowed on them. They've been frozen in there pretty much since then. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna dig these guys out. We're gonna do hopefully a quick little modification and get those guys to bolt up underneath the doors here so that my kids, my wife, and everybody can climb into the truck without having to climb up and in. All right, let's get at it. Hopefully this is quick. All right, so the way this step is going to mount to the truck should be fairly easy, right? We got this mount in the back, we got this next mount in the middle, then we got one in the front that looks just like this that mounts on there like that or like that somehow. But anyway, the way they tie into the truck are going to be right here on the body mounts of the pickup truck. So you got, let me go back here. You got this one right about here. You got another one back there, up under the bed kind of. And then you got this last one right here. And the way this mounts, each one of these things just kind of bolts up underneath that bed mount or underneath the body mount. But you can see what my problem is here. Otherwise, I'd have just bolted it right up. The other two, the ones in the back, fit just fine. But this one in the front here, for some reason, I don't know if this was made for a different model, style, or something, a truck. Anyway, it doesn't fit in there, right? So what I'm dealing with, what I got to deal with is try to figure out how to make this guy fit underneath this, inside this bracket here, right? So it's a pretty quick and easy one, hopefully. I think that is one battle I'm going to have to fight, and then the other battle is going to be dealing with these bolts. Hopefully they rattle right out of there without any problem. I'll try to bust them loose with a ratchet, and then I can get my little impact driver on there and zip them out. But we've got 3 of those to go, and then the bracket on each side to modify. So we'll try to probably pull the bolts first on all these. Back here, that one, the one back behind it, and then this one in the front. And then we'll come in here and we'll modify this bracket, which shouldn't be too hard. Just a matter of some cutting, some welding to make it, put the gussets back in there, make it strong enough. But let's go, let's see how hard these bolts are going to be to take out. Well, all right. Okay, well, that was easy getting the bolt out. But here's kind of what we're dealing with here, right? This bracket is supposed to get in there and have this, just the big bolt go right through this guy and up into there. But you see, it doesn't fit. So that's okay. I'm getting the feeling, despite the dude saying these things were direct bolt-on for this year, I don't think they were. But we can fix that. We can solve that. I'm gonna do it probably 2 ways. Well, and then also I noticed that when this gets up here, it's gonna hit. So I'm gonna have to have it spaced out there a little bit. That's also gonna be a problem. Huh. I don't know another way to do this. I wonder, because that looks like it lines up. Okay, I'm going to mess with this a little more, but what I was going to have to do originally was come in here and cut these. I was going to cut these guys down, slice them here, slice it here, and move that in so that this could come in here, and then I'd weld it back up so that it had some strength. But I'm going to play with this a little bit because it's this alignment here that I'm worried about, the bottom of the truck. If this was all the way up there as far as it needed to be where that bolt hit, my problem would be the step itself would be it wouldn't line up with the step. It needs to be down a little bit. It needs to be down about that low. Okay. Thinking I might be able to get away with hooking them up like that. All right, guys, so with a bunch of fiddling with it, here's where I think we are. I think I decided that to get this guy, up and kind of in place, it was too far for some reason from this bolt up here, from the regular body mount bolt. But if I go in just like this and kind of wedge in like that, boom, we'll be in business. This gap's right, this spacing's pretty close, and it's the least amount of modifying I'm gonna have to do to make this work. The only thing I'm concerned about is this bracket hitting this cable that goes through there on the back, so I'm just gonna come in here, I'm gonna nip that off. Maybe even with the torch. And zip that, mount it up, put it in there, drill a hole, put a big giant bolt through there. Shouldn't be going anywhere. That cool down, I'll go drill a hole. Okay, so I got my holes drilled. We're all ready to go down there, but I didn't have the right bolt. All I could find were a couple of these longer ones because I wanted to go with a bigger bolt. Better hardware. So just a quick trick, a little tip for you. If you're ever going to cut a bolt off, you don't want to jack up the threads. You don't have to dig out the tap and die setter if you don't have one. Just screw the nut on and cut it off. And then when you pull the nut back off, you can even, take a file, clean them up, and when you run your nut back off the threads, it'll fix it on its way off there, and you should be able to get it back on and off without any drama. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Take the old death wheel out, knock this off of there, clean it up, put it on, bolt it up, bring you back when I have it all tied in. You can check it out. All right, guys, there it is. It's all hooked up. Well, let's see here. There we go. It's all hooked up. It's pretty sturdy. I gave it the old Joe test where I jumped on it and it held in there pretty good. And you saw that the plastic was off. I just put a screw in each end and tied it down in there. Seems to fit. I'm gonna have to do the same back there. Oh man, there it is. All right, guys. Whew. You got me sweating. It's nice out here today. There it is. That little job's complete. Kind of a pain, but got it done. Now I just got to do the old wash, rinse, repeat on the other side and make it look good. There you go. Maybe you picked up a tip or trick today. Maybe you, if nothing else, you can see this guy and go, man, if that guy can do it in his garage, I can too. I should go buy those junk parts or a junk truck, put it all together, make something cool. Yeah. If not, maybe this is just entertaining for you. Hey, check it out. I got a whole bunch more videos on my YouTube channel. Go check those out. Thanks for coming along. Sure appreciate you. See ya.